You know what I'm saying? To let white people say it. Like, you know what I mean? It's a show. I wrote it. You know what I mean? They paid to see me. They obviously not racist. You know what I mean? Have fun. I mean, I said it. I want y'all to say it. That's why I dropped the beat. Don't be scared.
How's the reaction usually to that? Are they like scared to say it?
Yeah. That's why I stop it and I make them say it. I say, yo, this is a concert. You came and you paid. You support. You put food on my family table. You know what I mean? This ain't about a race thing. It's about having fun. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling them to go say it after the show. I'm just saying when the beat drop, I expect y'all to say it. You know what I'm saying?
It's official. I have heard the worst rap song of all time. But before I get started with this video, I'd like to encourage you to hit that like button if you like and ring that notification bell for future videos. Leakaveli's Let the White Kid Say Nigga is an awful record. A hilarious video, but an awful record. It's in the description below if you'd like to pause this video and check that out to add context as to what I'm about to discuss. Visually, it's hilarious because you have Leakaveli moonwalking over the Confederate flag. You have very small white children with do-rags. You have some oddball white guy walking around with a do-rag and combing his do-rag. So visually, I think the video is attempting to try to be memed, I think, with the visual cringe that it has. And I think it's trying to do some ironic shit where it just spits itself out as humor, where I think that Leakaveli is trying to make a real statement with this song. So as a record, it's awful, but as a video, it's hilarious. It's awful as a song because, I mean, it's very obvious, right? It's very obvious, even when you listen to the lyrics in the song, that you can't take it seriously because he sort of makes an evolutionary argument and he makes sort of a creationist argument. Like he says, it started off with Pangea, and then the continental drift. So he's making like an evolutionary argument as to why we're all one. And then later on he says, ain't you from Adam and Eve, or something like that. And so he's taking both of those things and he's sort of throwing it in together. So it doesn't give you a real argument, like I want to take the concept of this seriously. Like, these records have to be taken seriously because I would lump this up with that record that what's his face made last year, Tom McDonald, that Tom McDonald record where he was like really, what was it called? White Boy, where he was just really mad. It was basically the white man's burden. It was about the plight of the white man and people hated him for it. And people are going to hate Leakaveli for this video as well because it's not a very good argument. The lyrics just paint a utopia, like we should all love each other. We're all the same. You can use the word around me. I feel like this is a slice of what Kanye's done over the past few years, with regard to Trump, with regard to wearing the MAGA hat. I think that this is sort of a misinterpretation of it, like Kanye in the White House saying, you think racism can control me? Kanye saying that is sort of, where the creative juices from which this song came from, this approach to rap, to use the word nigga, that's very important to rap culture. And for him to try to turn it into some postmodern, object of how he feels what the word means today. And it's okay, you can say it around me. There's a documentary that came out a couple years ago. It was called Accidental Courtesy. It's a documentary where a black man in the South who, apparently he's very well known within the blues world, within the musical world. He had a hobby where he would befriend KKK members. And, this documentary is all about him going into their homes, going into their churches and talking to them about race. And, he collects hoods from these former KKK members. And you really get a sense after watching the documentary for about 45 minutes that there's a lot of moments where this particular character, I believe the man in the film, his name is Daryl. Daryl really tries really hard to come across as a non-threatening, ally to white people. So, you know, what it ends up feeling like is that he's a cuck, basically. You know, like he's not taken seriously because he's basically Uncle Ruckus, and they treat him like a pet as opposed to somebody who they can actually respect. This record is the same when you get the sense where he says things like, you can say nigga around me. I'm the good guy. You can say it around me. The record is overextending itself to try to solve something that's not even really a problem. It's an issue in society that people have of white people using this word. It's an issue, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You shouldn't have to tell somebody why you have an issue with the word, and everybody isn't the same. Every black person isn't the same. They don't feel the same about this word as he does, as I do, as you do. Everybody has their different perspective on the word. So, you know, you can say what you're allowed to say around certain people, but this record sort of goes out of its way to just let white people off the hook, just period. I think there's even a point where he says, you know, I forgive your ancestors. It's official. It's official, white people. Leakaveli has now forgiven your ancestors, so it's okay. We live in a post-racial America, and it's okay, and it's okay to say nigga. So this is coming off this is sort of a slice off of what Kanye has put out there in the consciousness, which, you know, I haven't been totally against Kanye's Kanye's rants and Kanye's behavior over the past year or so. You can check my other videos and you can see that, but it's definitely taking that part of Kanye's belief that racism doesn't mean anything, and that's an empowering thing for Kanye to say because it doesn't affect how he moves in this world. And I think Leakaveli's sort of taking it like, yeah, it doesn't affect the way I move in this world, so now let me speak for black people as a whole, and let me just say that you guys are all off the hook. You know, so definitely check out the Accidental Courtesy documentary so you can really get a feel as to what I'm talking about. It's just an interesting watch. You have to see that, you know, people are fucking weird. You know, people are weird out there, and this record it's just not good, man. It's not good because his argument isn't good. You know, it's not Joyner Lucas's I'm not racist. He's not making like a real statement. You know, I get that it shouldn't be taken completely seriously because there's an element of trolling to it. That's what the internet just does nowadays. Everybody just assumes that everybody's a fucking troll, which is just like, art is just on its way down. Like, if you just think that every single record that's ever released is just an attempt by somebody to sort of do some Jedi mind trick Willy Wonka type shit, then art is on its way out, you know, or what we would consider art. At the beginning of the video, I played you that Schoolboy Q clip to really give you a sense of separation between what I think most sensible artists feel about the word nigga and what Leakaveli is saying about the word nigga, where Schoolboy Q is discussing white people at his shows using the word, and that they can use it because within the context of the concert, my music obviously has the word nigga in it. You're putting food on my family's table, and it's okay within that context. However, the most important part of that piece of audio is that Schoolboy Q also said, I'm not telling you to go out there and say it. I'm not telling you to come out of the venue and use the word. You know, he's not putting a moral judgment on those who use it. He's just saying, I'm not giving you any permission because it's a lot bigger than me and it's a lot bigger than my music. What do you guys think about Leakaveli's Let the White Kids Say Nigga? Please listen to it in the description below and come back to this video and let me know what you think. I would like to hear your opinion, so please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.